area. So, we move on to our last two matches for the day. It is game 21. It's a men's match. It's two teams that have played one match and they've won those matches. Ladies and gentlemen, we can welcome back to the teams from Japan and Malaysia.
Welcome back to the Hong Kong Football Club Asian 7 Series, the first leg of 2014. What a glorious day of rugby we've had so far, and it culminates in the last round of the men's competition, starting of course in Pool A with Malaysia, who beat the UAE quite convincingly this morning, 40 points to 0, and also Japan had a frolic against the Shaheen as well, to the tune of 50-0. So two unbeaten teams fighting for ascendancy in this pool. Japan, the favourites of course with their pedigree, but a young team in the competition. So let's see if Malaysia can apply some pressure to them earlier on today. They certainly didn't look fully convincing, the Japanese, in their performance against the UAE. A lot of young players. Referee for this clash, you would have heard his opinions earlier in the afternoon, Toby Lothian, well respected local referee. Latonia takes the ball for Malaysia and runs pretty much across field there in his first run, batted off a couple of would-be tackles though, and here's a nice little snipe from inside the 22, beautiful ball inside too to Zulkifli Azmi. There's some lovely linking play here from Malaysia. I think that's Atu Naisia. Breaks down for Malaysia though. Just checking my numbers here. The Malaysians quite fond of swapping jerseys and numbers during the day's activities. Hey, commentator's curse, but never mind. Well, Malaysia came under a lot of criticism for their performance at the Commonwealth Games, played very gamefully, but of course quite a few Pacific Islanders involved in Malaysian rugby that give them some real leadership. Had suffered a little bit from some of those players not being available for Commonwealth duties. The Malaysian team sheet, so couple of clarifications needed with numbers. Free kick to Malaysia and they take it quickly. Through Ismail. Oh, another penalty here. So Japan under the cosh in the first minute of this game. There's Atonia again. Oh, just the dropsies there from Malaysia, sadly. Playing advantage now, and this could go end to end, surely. Japan putting in a huge punt, so advantage over. The Malaysians scurrying back through Zulkifli. And was he held as he got up off on his feet? Referee Lothian happy. In fact, penalises Japan for coming around the side. So what turns into a moment where they're under pressure for Malaysia turns into the ability to relieve that pressure. Do you guys have a Malaysian team list? Do you mind if I borrow it from them? I've got a couple of numbers out of kilter. Yeah, does it have? So play restarts at the 10-metre line. Thanks. Just clearing up that Oh, you got the same one as me. Okay. Oh no, wait. Atunaisia's number 3. Yeah, not as original as the one I got on Thursday. What have we got? Oh, is it? That's probably more accurate than the one on Thursday. Atunaisia number 3. So Nazaruddin moves to number 14. 15 is this one. 15. 7 Zulkifli. 8 Faradzal. 9 Anwaral. 13. 12. Effendi. Where's Effendi? He's number 10. So Lameki takes the ball on attack. Classic jinking and jiving off both feet from Lameki. Good defence there though on Somiyama by Vatimio Rambibi. 13. Oh, you guys are a tough school. Okay. Siddiq Jalil, thank you very much. Defensive scrum here from Malaysia. Free kick for Japan. And well, Malaysia have done very well the first 5 minutes. Oh, yellow card though here. The scrum half throwing the ball away. And so a little bit of indiscipline, maybe the turning point of this game. Sorry about the sun low in the sky here, just making it difficult to see, but that's a number 11 for Japan, who smashes over. It's Tuipa, who has just the body to smash over. A big physical man from Tonga, plays his rugby at Toyota Shockey Shuttles, and he smashes his way over, but the one man down with Faradzal being sent to the sin bin certainly hasn't helped the Malaysian cause. So first score of the game to Japan. Somiyama, who will take the conversion. He's a man who looks promising on last year's series, and that's a beautiful kick from Somiyama. Speaking to Coach Sagawa from Japan earlier on, he really admires his agility and speed. As we just take a look at the replay of Taupa going over for a try. Very hard to stop that close to the line. And Malaysia almost claiming the restart, but a little knock on there from Nazaruddin. Streaming on YouTube for your enjoyment. Hope you are having a good time on this Saturday afternoon. Lovely summery day, perhaps a bit hot for rugby, 32 degrees, but if you're in the shade and having a couple of refreshments, it's certainly been an enjoyable game. Japan yet to really gain any ascendancy over the Malaysian team though, especially at the breakdown, and I'm sure that a lot of their potential opponents for tomorrow will be looking at this with a great deal of interest. As a real heroic piece of play from Ishwan there. Coming in and really competing for the ball. Horrible pass from Etonia. Puts pressure on his outsides. Zulkifli to Atunaisia. And that's half time already. So Japan with just one converted try, and Malaysia with an admirable performance in the first half. Japan lead 7-0 at the break.
We now have the schedule for the women's matches tomorrow. Lineups in the score.
A1.
The first weight semi-final at 10:32.
Second of Pool C.
Singapore against Sri Lanka. That will be followed at 10:54 by late semi-final 2, Thailand versus the Philippines. There's a mouth-watering first cup semi-final clash at 11:16 when Japan face Hong Kong. And then 11:38 the second cup semi-final. It's China versus Kazakhstan. So there's only one place to be for top rugby action tomorrow right here at Hong Kong Football Club for day 2 of the RS Asian Sevens. And a few thank yous. Our title sponsor RS Components, the official partners of our tournament Pinnacle, Event Canopies Asia, Seller Mastery Wines, and also Hong Kong Football Club. ARFU associate sponsors Gilbert Cookery and Safe Hotels. You can never be too safe. And the host union sponsors HSBC, Carlsberg, Gilbert, Andy, Cookery, Thomas Pink, and Rhino. So it looks like Special Constable Lothian is about ready to start the second half. Scores of course, Japan leading Malaysia by 7 points to 0.
So Malaysia with everything to play for here in the second half, only 7 points down. And will want to put Japan under some pressure here early on in the second half. Here's the try scorer, Topa. Gets it to the strapping Kato. He was certainly impressive against the UAE earlier on today. Not so effectual in the first 7 minutes of this game. So here's Malaysia's opportunity. A scrum on the 22. So it's Faridzel who's been received a yellow card just before half time. He'll feed the scrum and obviously try and make amends for his show of pettiness at a scrum penalty. And a very interesting blindside here for him to probe if he chooses. He goes for it too. Around the outside like a cat. Cuts inside, 5 metres out now. Has support from his teammates too. Good work from Malaysia. Oh, but there's just some illegal action at the breakdown there. I thought Murray Lynn did a reasonable job first up. I think it was the second man into the ruck, maybe going off his feet. So that opportunity has been lost for Malaysia. What a tight game this has been. And just a couple of key players for Malaysia missing too. Shahir Rosli, who was at the Commonwealth Games, is missing. He's one of their better players, the chunky back. He plays in the forwards at sevens, but inside centre with great ball skills and touch. Hano lost the ball there at the breakdown, but sadly Zulkifli is adjudged offside. Oh, horrid pass there from Kasagi, but picked up by Topa. Oh, beautiful pop ball too to Lameki, who hasn't been his sparkling self in this tournament so far, but as we've seen from him in past tournaments, has the niggling habit of popping up on day 2 and really messing the opportunities and up of other people's, other teams. Easy kick for Someyama, who's 2 from 2. Someyama playing for the Shiganari Shungoku Energy Company. and gets back to halfway to restart play. Goes for the switch. Sadly, it hasn't gone far enough, and Matsui decides to give up the free kick. Here's Lin. Antonia. And a nice inside ball to Rambibi, who was running at pace. Somiyama, though, who was going back, gets lucky with the ball, and Japan on their feet. Malaysia on the ground. There's a chance here if they can spread it wide. Decide to go right through Topa. This is Lameki, and these two Polynesians are teaming up splendidly for Japan. That's twice now where they've thrown the final passes to each other to score tries. This time it's Topa, the second try of the game. Of course, broke the deadlock early just before half time. You can't underestimate how hot it is out there for these players. 32 degrees, and after this morning's rain, there's a lot of moisture coming up through the artificial pitch too, so you're getting it from above and below. Samiyama kicks 3 from 3. Dependable option in the absence of Katsuyuki Sakai, their captain, who's playing top league rugby this weekend. The first weekend of top league rugby in Japan. A great competition, top league rugby, and has to be said, pretty much underappreciated globally. Love to be able to see some of the top league matchups, some brilliant internationals plying their trade. And we've just seen too that the influx of players from Japan, professional players coming back, like Jerome Kaino, how competitive it is now. Oh, Zulkifli losing control of the ball and gifting a try. So Somiyama, he's had his kicking boots on and then gleefully accepts the charity from Zulkifli to come up with a try as well. One of those moments as an outside back where you just wish the earth would swallow you up there. Zulkifli bouncing the ball basketball style back to Somiyama. Would have made the highlight reel on an NBA game. That sort of skill, but not on the rugby paddock. So Japan well in charge of this game now from a 7-point deficit at half time. They've pushed it out to 28-0. So certainly stepping the intensity up as Somiyama, who really did look full of potential last year in the series, is fulfilling that potential today. One of their better players, Somiyama. And the full-time hooter is gone. So Malaysia with a chance to get the final points on the board here in this game, and loads of players outside, but again just a sloppy pass, and Japan capitalise on that error. Beautiful ball off the ground by Kato. Ito's looking for it, but it's not coming out of there. Malaysia tying the ball up, and Lothian pointing the mark infield towards the touchline, sorry. They're just going to kick this out by the looks. In their day of fun there and then. Well, not completely convincing from Japan on day one. They had a 50-0 victory over UAE, and then the final scoreline 28-0. I guess on the bright side, they haven't conceded a try, but I just think that Coach Segar will be disappointed with the lack of fluidity in their performance, but still unbeaten, and they'll go on to play the second place team in Pool B first thing tomorrow morning. In fact, they will play the unbeaten team in Pool C. which may be China. So that will be an interesting matchup too.
The cookery selfie competition is going extremely well. In fact, that's the winner.
So final positions in Pool A: Japan first, Malaysia second, and UAE third.
If that's you on the big screen with your face painted like a tiger, please go to the Lumi tent. The Lumi tent, situated at the Taipei Triangle Entertainment Festival Centre, and you can claim your prize in the cookery selfie competition. Congratulations, Mr. Tiger.
Takes it out of you, I tell you.
We have reached match 22. It's another men's match.
Who's this referee that's coming up? Oh, it's Tim Baker. Oh, sorry, I thought the other guy, the fourth referee.
So please put your hands together and welcome back to the pitch the players from Korea and Thailand.
Are there any updates for the score? Yeah. We call you guys the JSs, the Jerusalem Singers. So this is a Pool B clash between Korea, who looked fantastic this morning as they dismissed Singapore 50 points to 0, and Thailand, who had a rather disappointing entry to the tournament by losing to Singapore 21 points to 12. So work the maths out here and you'll feel as though Thailand may be on the end of a hammering here, but let's just see. They may bounce back. Thailand have always been rather mercurial. If they can get some rhythm in their play, attacking play especially, they may give Korea a bit of a challenge here. Starting the game brightly with a nice kick-off. Just a little knock-on. And Korea, well, they looked magnificent, using all members of the squad. And one player to watch out for is the number 8 on the wing, Jeong Yong-sik, who really is a star in the making. Hasn't started this game. Perhaps they're resting him and just hiding him from any espionage that's going on from opposing teams for tomorrow, because he really is a surprise package. Skinny little chicken legs, but boy can he motor. So Thailand with possession here. It's Pitchit. And here's Kang Jinju. Korea well wrapped up, and you can just see that the reaction from that loss to Singapore this morning has really fired the Thais. But sadly, Kang Jin-gu has decided that it's about time Korea scored a try after a minute 20 of the game. Showed some real pace there, Kung. We saw him playing scrum half last year and trying to clear the ball out of scrums, but not so much in open play, but showed a good pair of heels there. Oh Yun-hyung, whose brother is the manager and physio of the squad, Tana. Studied in Wellington and played a bit of rugby for Petone, where Tana Umanga comes for, and decided when he was going to get an English name that it would be Tana that he would be known by. Oh Yun-hyung with a restart. Han Hung-kyu ready to put pressure on the ties and does that well. Untidy ball and bobbles into touch. Korea throw in. Kim Jong-min thinks about a quick one. The man with the blue headgear there always enjoys his rugby and showed off his athleticism this morning with a couple of brilliant 50-metre sprints to the try line. Goes up and wins this line out and goes straight through as well. Look at him go, Kim Jong-min. Well, there we go. Couldn't be better timing to give him a pat on the back, and then follows it up with a beautiful piece of skill. Soaring high in the line out, got to ground, and straight line running there. Really is a great athlete for an open side flanker in the 15s game. Loves his soccer as well. Very popular in Korea. Follows the Samsung Blue Wings. One of his very good friends from university captained the team for a while, so I guess he got a few free tickets here and there. Always helps. A nice flourish at the end too from Kim Jong-min. It's a team I really love watching, Korea. They're a passionate bunch, not much depth in their rugby community, only a few hundred senior players, but well, the percentage of players that are high quality playing professional rugby in Japan and whatnot, they really are a physical bunch. Just get the feeling too that with the Asian Games coming up in Incheon, they want to play well at home. Any gold medals and medals that are picked up will be well celebrated by the locals. It's a good chance for Korea to market rugby to the local community, grow those numbers. So Thailand always look good with the ball in hand. Bit of a speculative pass there, but eventually picked up by Pitchett. Goes to ground, gets it out to Kumquat. He's been a little subdued today, Kumquat. There's Han Hung-kyu, who just picks the Thai player up like he's a bowl of kimchi, and he gobbled him up. And away it goes to this diminutive fella again, Kung, who finishes off the move. But some great play there, just exhibiting the physicality that Korea show. In some ways it's the best way to stop your opponents running is to take their legs away. Of course, so much made of the spear tackle these days, got to be very careful, but if you come from underneath and just lift the guy off the ground and put him down very nicely, or wait for one of your teammates to come and rob him of the ball, that's proven to be very effective as Oh Yun-hyung lining up this conversion to make it 3 from 3 for him, and he does it too. So 3 converted tries, 21-0. Well, they've always looked a bit likely, Korea, although they've had a poor couple of years with their standards. Last year culminating in Mumbai, where they lost very early on in day 2. In fact, they lost to Thailand 8-0 last year in India. Had a couple of disappointing performances there. So Thailand look to take this reasonably quickly. Kumquat. Taking the contact there, and numbers out here on the outside, but Korea seem to have reasonable coverage, and a no-look pass from Apichai that really ended in grief. Here's Kumquat again, thinking about a kick, but again, that's a pretty poor option. Here's Hang Puyul, looks for his support, pops it up to O. Could have been forward that pass, but got away with it. Here's Oh Yoon Hyung Nguyen, he'll go 30 metres and race in just as the halftime hooter sounds. So 4 very good tries to Korea, and you'd imagine this conversion, as O is the kicker, he'll run this in under the posts and slot it himself to make it 4 from 4.
Another try for Yoon Young-oh.
So O pops it over, and that will be 28-0 at halftime. Korea over Thailand.
Again, he successfully converts to make the halftime score Korea 28. Thailand gets a score.
Can't be a bad thing. Must be almost full time now, is it? Yeah. You mean some band would own up to making a cover of the Can-Can? Oh. Is it, oh right. Bust a blood vessel. So plays restarted here in this Pool B clash between Korea and Thailand. 28-0 to the team in white. 4 converted tries. So Thailand start the second half well, as they did in the first half, to be fair. And Thailand's still going a little knock on though, I think, there, so it'll be a scrum to Korea. Referee Tim Baker, originally from Wellington but now working in Hong Kong for the Rugby Union. So feeding this ball to the scrum is Young Jung-hoon, the 34-year-old veteran of Korean rugby. Plays top league in Japan for Honda Heat, so managed to get the weekend off to come and play for his country, which sometimes is quite difficult for the Korean domicile players in Japan. Their bread and butter, of course, playing professional rugby in Japan. There's something like 28 professional Korean players in Japan. And when you think in terms of them only having 350 senior rugby players, that's quite a big percentage. A lot of the others playing for the professional teams, the company teams in Korea, POSCO, the steel company, Samsung, KEPCO, the electrical company, all have teams, all isolated here. So knock on, Thailand with a chance to get some points on the board. Not a bad run there from Chacha. Chacha Anamat. And a good run from Natanong, who's his teammate in the clear, and it's Sirachai who goes over to open the account for Thailand. Finally a try for them.
Lead by 28 points to 5.
So a moment of satisfaction for Thailand, getting their first points of this game. I'm sure Korea will want to come back here big time. Good delay on the pass. And out wide, oh, just couldn't take it though, sadly, the flyer on the wing, Kang Jingku. But we haven't seen Yong Sik, the star of the first game. Yeah, he is a big bustling run from Laksana Sompong. Sirachai. This is Pawach. Oh, and out to the right wing now, Notanong. Can't get around the outside though, Kim Hyung-soo. Again, running from deep, the big number one, like Sana Songpong. Good strong run from Chacha. Pops out the side, it's Laksana Khompong. He's a big strong man. Doesn't mind mixing it with the Koreans. Here's Jarunapat. Oh, lovely ball to Nutanong. Out the back, Sonny Bill Williams style from the right arm. And good work from Jarunawat. So Thailand striking back here early in the second half with 2 quick fire tries. And just 5 minutes gone in the second half, only 2 minutes to go. So Korea pretty much assured of the victory. Not sure if coach Chung Hyung-sok will be too happy with the lack of intensity from the Koreans in the second half. We scuffed that kicking attempt, Sirachai. Minute and a half to go in this game, Pool B. Just trying to work out the ramifications for day 2 tomorrow. So the winner of this pool will play the second place team in Pool D, which will be the loser of the Philippines versus Hong Kong game. So you'd imagine that both teams will want to avoid Korea in the quarterfinal tomorrow, that's for sure. So that puts even more pressure on them to win this game. Kim Won-yong, beautiful break from Won-yong, who's well regarded as the fastest player in the Korean squad. Just had a couple of injury niggles, run at full pace, but that was impressive stuff from Kim Won-yong, the MVP of the IRB Sevens back in Shanghai in 2009, 2010, when Korea used to regularly beat Japan. So he's an important cog in the wheel. If they can get him back to full fitness and full effectiveness, that's a good boon for the Korean campaign. So down to the last few seconds of this matchup, and Korea will definitely be through to a quarter-final. At the top of the table too, to take on one of the second-place teams. Oh, a little high there from Yun Tair. And the Thai players not looking too fit either there down on the ground. Nasty around the throat region. So I think we'll just have a stoppage here, and Yun Tair may be spending the last few seconds of this game off the field. Let's just take a look where the assistant referee does have his flag out, so we will be hearing more about this. So just a penalty by the looks of it. Doesn't look in very good health, Chacha. So Thailand with the last chance to attack here before the full-time whistle blows. It's gone out though, dribbled out of touch, so that will be the end of the game. Korea with another impressive victory, this time over Thailand. Final score 35 points to 10. And Korea will go on to play the loser of the Hong Kong-Philippines match. And just looking at Thailand will be in the bowl competition because they lost to Singapore this morning, and Singapore will play the winner of the Hong Kong-Philippines game. So 2 matches to come from the Hong Kong Football Club. Stay with us streaming live here on YouTube.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached game 23. It is the penultimate game for Rock Forwards. That means it's the second last of the day. Please put your hands together and give a tremendous welcome back to the pitch to the players from Sri Lanka and Chinese Taipei.
It's Pool C time here at the Hong Kong Football Club. Asian 7 Series rugby for you. And it's Sri Lanka coming up against Chinese Taipei. And the team from Taipei losing to PRC this morning, People's Republic of China, 19 points to 12. And the Sri Lankans with a victory over the same team, 17 points to 5. So let's see what happens. The Chinese looked a little tired in their performance against Sri Lanka. And of course the Sri Lankans with a quick turnaround. Chinese Taipei would have gone back to the hotel in the heat of the game. Good, do a game of commentary. Here you are. We've got Lee Smith with us, the advisor for Korea. He's a bit shy on the microphone. He's managed to sidestep. That sidestep's still going well, Lee. I thought I had him there for a game of commentary. He's been an influential figure in Korean rugby the last couple of years. Not easy in Korea, where language is a difficulty, and sometimes the outside influences aren't taken to heart so much. But Lee doing a fine job there. and trying to develop rugby as much as he can. So Sri Lanka and Chinese Taipei. Chinese Taipei with a good steal, they're off the line out. Here's Pan Chi Xiang. Some good running backs here for Chinese Taipei, and they'll be determined to atone for their performance this morning, losing to their arch rivals, the People's Republic of China. But given away a penalty there in the breakdown area. Hands in the ruck is what the referee, Dewi Rollins, is saying. It's a shame, they were on attack. Just couldn't extricate the ball with momentum coming into the tackle area. Here's Marija. And looking forward to seeing this man, Will, who was a real star in game one for Sri Lanka, and away he goes again. Well, he has an exciting turn of pace and a real low centre of gravity. Here goes Mutu away with a quick tap. Good contest at the breakdown though, Chinese Taipei getting them on the back foot. An interesting contest for the bottom four teams. I'd imagine they'll be joined by UAE, who were winless today. So here's Jake the Muss, Chen Kualun, taking the ball up for Chinese Taipei. Marija, quick ball here. Here's Dhamapala, just scored a try moments ago. Decides to go the direct route, and Marija gets it out to the right now. Where's this Wilwara? Here he is here. Oh, he's an excitement machine, showing he's got a lot of strength too with his velocity. And I don't think anybody's been able to tackle him with an inch of space today. I can't think of a time when he's got the ball in space that he's been dragged down by a defender, either from China or Chinese Taipei. So Wilwara, one man to watch when we get to knockout rugby tomorrow, that's for sure. Marija with a simple conversion, and 3 converted tries quickly make it 21-0 after 5 minutes. The man limping off there for Sri Lanka in the foreground. Ranjan is on. Oh, beautiful retake from the kickoff from Patirana. And again, will we see Wilwara in play here as Marija gives him the ball quickly. This time the cover comes across. He's so strong in the upper body. And oh, it's beautiful rugby from Patirana. Sensed there was a gap down the right. In fact, it's Ranjan who goes over, scored a try against Hong Kong in the Asian Five Nations, I remember, down at that beautiful racecourse ground in Colombo. A bit of a consolation try that day as they got hammered. Just sense that Sri Lanka, just with a lack of size in the forwards this year, they need just maybe an extra big man. But let's see, it's a beautiful running surface here at the Hong Kong Football Club. Maybe it won't be such an issue, but you'd imagine also that their potential opponents tomorrow will be targeting that area. Sri Lanka destined to face Malaysia if they can win this game tomorrow. So that will be that'll be a test for them too. The Fijians from Malaysia will probably try to put some acid on them in the contact area tomorrow morning. Terry Rollins signals the knock on and a scrum to Sri Lanka. Chuang Po Yao has come on the field there, the stocky front rower for Chinese Taipei, obviously under a little injury cloud there, got his right leg strapped up pretty heavily. They've missed his ability to run with the ball so far in the first half, so good to see him on the field. Scrum goes backwards, but it's Marija who gets it out to Ranjan. They call him Spider Legs, those long legs of his. This time it's Ratwate, who's supported eagerly by Patirana. Good play in the tackle area there from Patirana, securing the ball. Here's Ranjan again. Out to Multatantri. And there's numbers here too. Marija decides, instead of distributing, just to jink inside, commit a couple more tackles before then giving the ball to Wilvara, who will complete his hat-trick before half-time. And he's certainly become the top try scorer of this competition with, I believe, 5. I think he got 2 against China. And now a hat-trick against the Chinese Taipei team. Marija with a conversion. And it's a great first half for Sri Lanka. It's 35-0, 5 converted tries without reply. See there, Marija, so clever. He noticed the covering defender behind the first line of defence. He jinked inside, got into space, then committed that sweeper for Wilwara with his easiest of tries today. Well, he's a bit of a mystery man to me, this Anuradha Wilvara. I'll have to go down and do a bit of research when we finally get off the commentary mic at the end of the day's play. It's not a man we've seen in the 15 setup. Herat and Dambare, a number of their wingers. And of course we had a situation earlier this year where Sri Lanka were considering playing a couple of foreign players as well in the Asian Five Nations. Just a little bit of uncertainty about their residency requirements, so in the end not going through with it, but maybe that's their answer to just having a couple of more physical specimens in the forward pack, although they've got some brilliant loose forward second rowers in Sri Lanka. And I'm sure Susanta will be back later in this series for them. He's certainly one of the stronger players in the Asian 7 series. So restart of the second half. Pretty poor performance from Chinese Taipei. 35 points down, and Sri Lanka with Wilvara. Just sense the excitement every time he gets his hand on the ball. Marija changes direction nicely to Mutatantri. Big powerful tackle there from Taiwan though. And good work over the ball too from Chinese Taipei. Certainly looking determined early on in the second half, and now just centimetres away from the line. Couple of options left and right, and referee Rollins has not enjoyed something there at the breakdown. And will consult his assistant referee before delivering any verdict. Didn't see anything from this distance myself, whether it was a over-aggressive action on an attacking ruck from a Chinese Taipei player, or perhaps some illegal activity in holding up the ball. And it's Marija with a head-high tackle who's yellow carded, so he'll be sent off for 2 minutes. So this is Chinese Taipei's chance to make some hay, while the sun is certainly shining here at the Hong Kong Football Club. Temperature well over the 30-degree mark, and here's Chong Po Yao, who goes in like a big battering ram. And in fact there's been a penalty for crossing, so Sri Lanka react quickly and Pereira takes it away. What a shame for Chinese Taipei. So now out to this winger again. So finally somebody tackles him. It's Lu Chiu Hao. He takes him down. Now it's Chinese Taipei's chance. Another opportunity for them to score here. Almost like a bounce pass there. It worked well. Don't think it was on purpose, but certainly was very effective. And they're screaming for the ball on the right. Could go either side. There is a space. Simple here for Chinese Taipei, and they don't muck it up. Well drawn by Lin Jui-Hing. He managed to draw a couple of defenders, and there was always room and players outside there for a try. So the men from Taipei open their account in this game with only 5 minutes left of the match. Pan Chi-siang with a conversion attempt, and nice kick. We're all holding our breath here that Lin may have just held on for too long, but in the end it worked out well for Chinese Taipei. Pan makes his way back to halfway to restart proceedings. Nice kickoff, allowing his forwards to get underneath. And now Chen Chi Chao. Good work from him. Chen dragged down just 3 meters out. Turns his body to get the support in behind him, and a lot of men committed to the ruck there from Chinese Taipei. Forward pass is Rollins, the referee. Defensive scrum here for Sri Lanka, but it's a penalty kicking at the scrum, and Lavanga Pereira, the man with the spiky mullet, comes away with it outside the 22. Here's Lin again, who's looked likely since he came on, getting a bit of game time. Lin Jui-Yung out to Lee Cheng-Wang. On the flank it's Chen Kuo-Lan, and here's Chuang Po-Yao. Going backwards here, Chinese Taipei, and dragged down at the tackle. The tackler didn't release the ball carrier though. So here's Chuang Po-Yao, gets up ahead of steam, the big locomotive. Oh, nice work there from Lee Chia-Wong as well. Gives a little show and go he indeed does, over the line. So Chinese Taipei have done very well in the second half. I think, as we saw from Korea in the last game, with a sparkling first half, sometimes it's hard to keep the intensity up. And Sri Lanka have indeed struggled in the second half, knowing they have this big buffer of points. So Chinese Taipei losing this game will mean that the People's Republic of China will go through and face Japan in the second cup quarter-final tomorrow morning, and it looks as though Sri Lanka will go on to take on Malaysia in the last quarter-final of the cup competition. So 2 positions decided, and then of course the next and final game of the day is Hong Kong and Kazakhstan coming up in a couple of minutes time. Then we'll be able to give you the full quarter-final bracket. And don't discount the Philippines. Sorry, yes, what did I say? Kazakhstan. Thank you. Hong Kong, Philippines is coming up next. Here's Pereira. Always room for a mullet in the Sri Lankan team, and he seems to be the selection made for this tournament. Narija working in tight spaces, coming off his 2-minute yellow card. Out it goes again. Sri Lanka really struggling with cohesiveness so far in the second half. Here's Mutu Tantri. Oh, and Taiwan have stolen that, but they're off their feet. And so Pereira with a quick tap. They'd love to get another try on the board here. I'm sure Sri Lanka, there's another Pereira, distributes out wide. Looking for Herath, the speed merchant on the outside. Oh, nice work. Gets around his opposite. There's some determined chasing there too in the end by Chen Chi Kang, but he can't drag Herath down in time for the try. And indeed, that's Sri Lanka's first score in the second half, if I'm not half mistaken. But good period of play there from Chinese Taipei. Good solid 6.5 minutes of performance. And that should wrap it up. Time up on the board now, so the conversion attempt, and then Sri Lanka's work for the day is done. It's Harantha Pereira who took the shot at goal. Unsuccessful, so Sri Lanka win this game 40 points to 12. A great performance from them. Good day one. They beat the People's Republic of China, and now they've beaten Chinese Taipei. So they will go on to quarterfinals to face Malaysia, which is certainly going to be a challenging matchup for them. As we've mentioned, just lacking a little physicality up front. So welcome to Di Rees. What's your take on the Sri Lankan performance so far, Di? Right. I'll let him turn it on. Oh, batteries. Okay. No problem. No, I can sort of hear myself in the spare in my ear here, but thank you. Cans, real cans with that sound and all. Yeah. I mean, the ambient noise is sometimes a bit distracting, especially with those bloody loud Welsh people talking in their charming lilt. No, it's fine. So Hong Kong, Philippines, this should be an interesting game. Oh, that's good. Here we go. The best two last. Rousing reception from the Hong Kong faithful for their national representative team. A decider in Pool D. Hong Kong in the red taking on the Philippines in the white. Both teams dispatching Kazakhstan earlier today, and
much with me.
So with me is the head of high performance for the Hong Kong Rugby Union, Di Rees. So this will be an interesting game. Philippines really no pushover, that's for sure.
No, certainly Philippines over the last few years have again blown hot and cold, depending on the players they have available. But they turned up at this tournament with a strong side. Traditionally turning up at tournament one with a weak side. So this will be a tough game. Gareth's made some changes. Gareth Baber, the Hong Kong coaches, made some changes from game one with Wu Kam Sing coming in on the wing. Place with Tom McQueen. So again, an interesting matchup out wide, and Solomon Thompson's first appearance.
So Philippines with an early deep kickoff here. Notice that the ground now being bathed in shadows. That'll cool things down a little bit as we get very competitive early on in the breakdown. There's a Woodward. And offside line is broached, so quick tap here from Hood. Gets it out to you, Kam Shing. He really is fast as you like, and away goes. Got easily around Jason Lynch. Here's Varty. Just a little outlet pass to Alex McQueen inside the 22. Hong Kong on attack and running sideways there, looking for a runner perhaps. McQueen couldn't find Woodward. Hood decides to change direction of the attack. Varty holds the ball in two hands, decides to go directly into the defence. Makes a couple of yards too, gives some front foot ball. Here's Alex McQueen, knows who to pass to this time. Lee Jones with a perfect draw and pass, but it's Coverdale who can't receive the ball. So Philippines get it, and away they come through Gareth Holgate. Holgate's got support, Boyheni's with him. And Yu Kam Shing gobbles him up rather quickly. Holgate in support. Good competition at the breakdown.
Great work by Jamie Hood recovering. Great shape, but again, Mike Coverdale, a young kid, 19, showing that the occasion may be down to him. He running into the corner. Great pass and by Lee Johnson to the and unfortunately spilling the ball at the critical time.
Hood pumps it to touch, doesn't make any further than the halfway line, but they will have the throw into this line out. Lee Jones with the honour. Let's see who's going to jump here. Probably Alex McQueen in the middle, you'd imagine. Up he goes. No competition. The Philippines just concentrating on getting the defensive line in order. Oh, Varty just bumps off his defender, and Yu Kam Shing again. Sean Lynch, I'm sure he's not been used to being treated like that in defence, and Hood again takes it quickly. May not have been 10 metres back, the defender, who was Jason Lynch again. So again, numbers here on the right. It's Coverdale again. McQueen again draws. Coverdale this time takes it in, and over the line he goes. That was a little late in getting the ball down there, but good try.
Yeah, Hong Kong taking an early lead.
Just looking at the draw here, and the loser of this game will play Korea tomorrow morning. The victor will come up against Singapore, so probably an easier draw.
Certainly an easier route in terms of quality on day one. Hong Kong will be looking to secure a victory, as will the Philippines, but certainly being ranked 2 in the tournament, Hong Kong should be looking to secure a quarter-final spot against Singapore.
Hood just wide there, so score 5 points to 0. And just notice there Ben Rimini doing the water boy duties.
Yeah, Ben a key member of our squad last year, has been suffering from a severe groin problem, pelvic problem. But about a month off being back to full fitness, but it's been a long road back for him.
Hood, and here's Alex McQueen coming into his own again with the reclaiming of possession. Lee Jones comes in support of Hood there with the ball, scruffy ball, but it's a penalty. Offside again at the breakdown.
It's interesting, Mike. We've seen a lot of penalties already, 4 or 5 penalties given away by the Philippines in the first 3 or 4 minutes, and I think this probably built the kind of frustration that we saw in the first game between Kazakhstan and the Philippines. So I hope that that Hong Kong can keep their composure. Something needs to be done about it. 5th penalty, I believe, in a short space of time in the game of sevens.
What they're debating there, I think Ken Sturm was just talking to the referee about when the scrum half moves the ball and looks to pass, they believe that they're within their rights to come round and
really
make sure that
areas all the time, though, Mike, at the contact area, taking men out without the ball. And
a little knock on there from Woodward. So just 2 minutes to go in this first half. As we've mentioned before, the Philippines, a lot of their players with a rugby league background, and perhaps not just understanding what's going on at the breakdown in the ruck.
Observation, like actually, coming from Australia, and as you said, a lot of rugby league guys that haven't got to consider an offside line. It's the tackle situation in rugby league, so causing some problems at the moment. Great tackle by Alex McQueen to dislodge the ball.
And Jake Letts buried there in another penalty. So as you say, the counter's mounting. Here's Varty, who delivers the inside ball to Hood. It took him a couple of moments to realise he was in the clear. He pins his ears back for the second try of the game. And good work from Varty, just holding the ball up there. He's got a lovely technique with holding the ball in both hands.
It's great to see Rowan Varty back out in the form. He struggled towards the end of last season. He's been a stalwart of our team. 8 Hong Kong 7s, and it's fantastic to see him on day one of a new season, having had 4 or 5 months away from being a full-time solicitor or lawyer and into the institute, and you can see already that that full-time role as an athlete is paying dividends already in this tournament. Oh. This game, Philippines, as you said, very intense rugby league. Boys offer a lot of physicality and fitness, to be honest, in terms of Asian rugby, and it's about showing composure. You know, you can never think you're ahead of them and out of sight. So there's a long way to go in this game for Hong Kong. They need to continue to show the control and composure and pinch a few more scores now, just coming into half-time and early in the second half.
And the Philippines really need to make the most of this opportunity to get possession, but again, very difficult with 2 or 3 men in the air for Hong Kong, and they've claimed possession on the attack again. So really under the hammer here, the Philippines. Again, just hesitating before fringing around the offside line. Varty puts in a chip kick this time. Jason Lynch goes back and manages to ground the ball just as the whistle sounds. So that will be the half-time break. 2 unconverted tries to Hong Kong, and they lead 10-0 over the Philippines. Yeah.
Cam Free 咪個 level 到時會大概係咁嘅，因為佢要離開唔到見到支咪嘅 ，OK 得唔得 ？OK 唔該晒。好。咁而家下半場呢支咪我會手揸，我會手揸。
Wow. Yeah, oh nice. So welcome back to the Hong Kong Football Club. Second half coming up. 7 minutes more rugby on day 1 of the Hong Kong League of the Asian 7 Series. Di, you were saying a couple of changes here for the Hong Kong line.
Gareth has been speaking to me earlier. Gareth Beaver, the coach of Hong Kong, saying he's going to ring the change and try and protect some of these guys and even the workload. And so 2 changes at half time. Tom McQueen coming into the centre for Rowan Varty, and Jack Caton coming on for Lee Jones at hooker.
So ball falls to Hood. Really got to start looking at some of these statistics that Alex McQueen offers the Hong Kong team. So many retrievals at kickoff times. Brilliant stuff.
Yeah, again, it's something we've used him for. We miss every in his body at that area of the game if he's not on there. So Gareth will be mindful of that. The winning of the kickoff. 6 tries in the first game came from the kickoff situations.
Here's the new man, Capon. What's his background? We were discussing that earlier.
Jack, Hong Kong born kid, came for age grade, spent 3 years in the land of the fathers, in my home country, in university in Cardiff, in Wales, and he's just returned to Hong Kong this year with a degree. Still only 22, and one of the guys that has managed to secure his Hong Kong passport because he's born in Hong Kong. So great to see him coming back after gaining his degree.
Just a muff chance there from Hong Kong. So 6 minutes left of this game, and the Philippines really need a score here to turn this game around. They've been under the cosh, finding it very hard to get their hands on the pill as Everingham is replaced. Squad is down to 11. They had a player red carded earlier, Ned Stevenson, who will miss 2 games for his infraction. So one less player. And talking of players, well, they managed to clear this ball off their line, and a willing chase here from Lynch. But it's easy for Alex McQueen. Although he's dropped the ball here. Advantage being played and the Philippines swooping on it. Robert Jones and Kenny Stern, I think, up there, and Jake Letts. But Hong Kong have recovered nicely. Alex McQueen again goes to ground this time. Capon, Hood, lovely little step inside and a shimmy. Can't get round Stern though. In fact, Capon again takes the fringe on. It's met with pretty stiff resistance. Tom McQueen to his brother Alex. Out wide now to Coverdale, who likes to reside out there on the right flank. Does a nice job holding the ball up and keeping in play. And it's Alex McQueen who finds himself unopposed and strolls over as easy as you like. Just as you said earlier, just the patience to take the ball through a couple of phases and the gaps start to appear.
With the coaching hat on, Mike, with he had to do that for us. Alex was the one that's got us in trouble back on the halfway line. His teammates worked really hard to get back. Jamie Hood, Mike Coverdale all coming back. Jack Capon getting some shape on the game, back in our own 22, and fair play, Alex worked out really hard to be on the end of that and recover his mistake earlier. Probably about 4 or 5 phases earlier, but still we look that far back.
So talking about injection off the bench, it looks like the grumpy old dairy farmer might be coming on. The Mr. Upside Down head with the hairy chin and the cropped hair.
The youngster Mike Coverdale. So on Tomasi Lau is coming on as well. So.
The man we're talking about is the 15s captain for Hong Kong from last season, Nick Hewson. Just a replay of the try there, Alex McQueen. And also looks like we might see Tomasi Lava as well.
We missed that when Jamie Hood has just come off, and Kadu Lee coming on in replace of Jamie, earning a well-deserved rest.
Good pressure at the breakdown from Hong Kong. Here's Zapier. He manages to shrug off the tackler. And it's a penalty for the Philippines. Jake Letts away to Holgate. And Tom McQueen coming in from the side there. So there'll be a penalty. Here comes Shing with a potential intercept, but play the penalty here. Holgate takes it. Jake Letts, two of the more experienced players in the Philippine squad. Here's Zapier. He moves quickly for a big man, Boheni, who's bundled nicely near the touchline, and yes, the ball's gone over. So good scrambling defence there from Hong Kong. They take it quickly from Lee to Alex McQueen.
Hey.
Lots of litter there at the breakdown for Hong Kong to clear, but Alex McQueen did a good job. And here's his brother kicking and chasing, scoops it up oh so easily, but beautiful skill. And Jason Lynch coming over to just make sure to shepherd him into close to the sideline, but lovely individual display of skills from Tom McQueen.
Excellent, just identifying there's no backfield there. We've had to stop top and kicking over the years, but what a great decision to kick at that point. We've always said kick when it's on and make sure that we're scoring off them. He scored one opening the scoring this morning, or early this afternoon. Jamie Hood put a nice little kick through to open the score. against Kazakhstan, and yeah, lovely use of the boot there at the right time in the game.
It's not a bad shot at goal from his brother either, Alex McQueen. So 24 points to nil. Philippines scoreless, and Hong Kong dominant in this game with only a minute and a half to go. So Philippines staring down the barrel of a clash against Korea first thing tomorrow morning. Hong Kong will take on Singapore. As Lava gets his body underneath and does the job that we're accustomed to seeing Alex McQueen do. Kato Lee to Alex McQueen. Good. Oh, he's coughed it up again. So is that symptomatic of something that he's doing in the contact area, or just bad luck?
No, I think on a couple of occasions, the guys, it's the first tournament, noticed it all day, a theme as a lot of the teams are hitting the ground, the ball is bouncing clear. It's the harshness of the artificial surface that we're playing on, and certainly with players coming back from a long pre-season, and certainly players coming into Hong Kong won't be used to the recoil, so to speak, from the rubber crumb that we are playing on.
So just 15 seconds left to this game. Wani gets it to Zapier. Here's Sean Lynch, who hasn't had a real run with the ball, but he's bundled up nicely. A little knock on there that the referee doesn't seem to have seen. Zapier tries the backhand pass, and the knock on signals the end of the match, and Hong Kong with a reasonable performance. Do you think Gareth will be happy with that?
Yeah, I think we'll be happy. What I loved about it was the fact that the Philippines pushed us. That was a tough game. You know, sympathy to Philippines not to pick up the score, but that stands us in good stead. You never want to go into day 2 having had 2 walkovers. So Gareth will be really pleased. Good, mature performance, and that sets it up nicely for day 2.
Well, thanks for your contributions today, Di, and all the best for tomorrow.
Thanks, Mike. Look forward to catching up tomorrow.
So just to review what's happened on day 1 with the final score 24-0 to Hong Kong. Taking a look at the quarterfinals of the Cup competition. Korea will play Philippines. Japan take on the People's Republic of China. Hong Kong is up against Singapore, and the Sri Lankans will face the Malaysians. I really hope you've enjoyed our live stream on YouTube for day 1 of the Hong Kong leg of the Asian 7 Series, and please join us from around 8:20 tomorrow morning for more fantastic running sevens rugby here on YouTube. But for now, it's goodbye from the hard-working crew at the Hong Kong Football Club, and let's listen to Andrew Hall and Gareth Baker.
We're all sitting. It looks good. How happy are you with the performance today?
I'm a coach, I'm never happy. No, I think we've done what we set out to do this morning, to win 2 games, put ourselves in a position to go forward tomorrow. Obviously, it becomes crucial in terms of timings and playing your games tomorrow. So yeah, we'll get rested up this evening and make sure that we're in the best position to go and play tomorrow.
And we talk of tomorrow. What are your thoughts on that in terms of how we're going to play, and is anything going to change? Obviously, without giving too much away. What are your thoughts on tomorrow in the competition?
No, we'll pretty much stick with what we do. That's how we train. I suppose, obviously, the conditions, the heat will play a little bit of a part. So it's about using the 12 players that we've got. We have to make sure that we're fresh when we're on the field and working hard. And in fairness to the players today, I think they did that and demonstrated it to everybody.
Babs, thanks for your time. All the best tomorrow. Well done today. We'll see you there.
And that brings us to the end of day 1 of the RS Hong Kong Asian Sevens.
Thanks for your support and company. We hope to see you back here for finals day tomorrow. First match at 8:20 a.m. Hong Kong in action at 9:48 a.m. And it's family day at the Training Triangle. Big tent, fun and entertainment centre from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. We've got face painting, temporary tattoos, balloon twisting, and Elsa, the Queen from Frozen. So please join us tomorrow, but now, please follow me and Holly to the Training Triangle Big Tent, where we will be listening to the sweet sounds of brown sugar playing live for the next couple of hours. We'll see you in the Big Tent, and we'll see you back here tomorrow for day 2 of the RS Hong Kong Asian Sevens.
cut 唔 cut 出嚟啊？照 cut 緊嘛，而家 cut 出嚟嘛。Should we on